True living Africa. True living Africa.
Africa, and welcome to True Living Africa. My name is Oyin Talabi, your wellness coach, and we are here to support you on your journey to stay well and to be well. Uyok is not here with me today. She had a dental appointment today, and I think they yanked off one or two tooth from her, and so she's home chilling. She'll be with us next week. But, so you have me today and, we're going to have fun. Well, maybe not fun. We're talking about coronavirus and how we're going to boost our immune system. It's what is trending now. It's what everybody's freaking out about. And I'm hoping that after this session, we're not going to freak out. At least not as much as we've been freaking out. So stay with me, guys, and I'll be right back. So grab your cup of water, warm water, and I'll be right back.
Please listen to this public service announcement on preventive measures against the spread of coronavirus.
All Nigerians should take care of their health and maintain hand and respiratory hygiene to protect themselves and others, including their own families, following the precautions. 1. Regular and thorough washing of hands with soap and water and use of alcohol-based hand sanitizer. 2. Maintain at least 1.5 meter 5 feet distance between yourself and anyone who is coughing or sneezing. 3. Persons with persistent cough or sneezing should stay home or keep a social distance, nor mix up with crowd. 4. Make sure you and people around you follow good respiratory hygiene, meaning cover your mouth and nose with a tissue or cough into your sleeve at the bent elbow or tissue when you cough or sneeze. Then, dispose of the used tissue immediately. 5. Stay home if you feel unwell with symptoms like fever, cough, and difficulty in breathing. Do not engage in self-medication. Please call the Nigerian Center for Disease Control and CDC toll-free line, which is available 24/7 for guidance. 0800 970 300.
This message is powered by Africa Business Radio.
Welcome back, Africa, and today we're talking about boosting our immune system naturally, particularly with the coronavirus that is wreaking havoc around the world. As we've all heard about coronavirus, we know that it's a virus that is attacking our respiratory system, and we can boost ourselves and protect ourselves so that it doesn't get worse. But first, what are the symptoms? So we know that there's a lot of sneezing. So when you're sneezing, when you're coughing, shortness of breath, and in some cases, apparently diarrhea is also one of the symptoms that is coming out to be a symptom of coronavirus. So if you're experiencing any of these, you know what to do. Self-isolate. Just stay home. You need 14 days. And treat yourself like you have the flu, and stay away from people so that we don't spread it, because one thing is for sure, it is spreading quickly and fast. And unfortunately, it's the master of disguise. So you can go about not showing any symptoms at all, thinking that you're okay, and meanwhile you're spreading the disease. And that's the interesting thing, because based on your immune system, based on the strength of your immune system, it will determine how quickly you start to show. So if you're someone that has a strong immune system, then you probably won't start showing symptoms until, 14 days or something, or during that 14 days. And then if you're someone that has an impaired immune system, you start to show almost immediately. And that's why in countries like Italy, they've had a high death rate, because they have an older generation. Because generally, as we get older, our immune system is not as strong as it used to be. If you have a pre-existing condition as well, your immune system is most likely compromised. If you have something like asthma, diabetes, cancer, those are the people that are, so, we're seeing all these high death rates, but those are the people that are really dying off. And so we need to make sure that our immune system is strong. So, well, let's go through the guidelines that we've been sharing. WHO has been sharing some guidelines, and let's all just go through that first. So you need to wash your hands properly. Washing your hands for at least 20 seconds. So some people have said that you should sing the happy birthday song while you're washing your hands. Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday. So you're washing your hands as you are singing for at least 20 seconds with soap. And it's not just your palms. You're washing the top of your arm, your hands as well. You're washing your fingers, in between your fingers. Wash everything. Put water on the tap to make sure that it's clean, because there's no point in washing your hands and then you're touching a dirty tap when you're done. So you want to do that. You want to not touch people as much as possible. So no hugging, no shaking hands. We've seen videos of people shaking with their elbows, touching with their feet. Let's do that. It's okay to evolve. We don't have to touch. So let's do that as well. Have a hand sanitizer with you. Carry that around with you. My producer has one that he made at home, and he's just been spraying everybody and everything that walks by. I know, but I mean, as a little crazy that he looks, but he's staying safe, and we should all be crazy at this point in time so that we can stay safe. Another thing that we should do is to cover our mouth when we're coughing, when we're sneezing. Try not to, cough into your elbow or sneeze into your elbow. So you're not doing it on your hands, because with your hands, you're going to end up touching people or touching surfaces again. So you don't want to do that. Cough into your elbow, cough into a tissue and throw that tissue away. If you cough into your elbow or sneeze into your elbow, you need to wash that shirt. If you're wearing a long sleeve shirt, so you need to wash that as well, because it can stay. It can stay on surfaces for quite a few. I'll share that with you in a few minutes. But wash whatever shirt it is that you're wearing. And then if you're having symptoms, if it's now fully blown, then please go to the hospital. Reach out to the hospital and go get yourself checked, but as much as possible. So in Nigeria, we heard Trump talk about chloroquine, and so people are now self-meditating. Self-meditating is not the way forward. You need to speak to a doctor so that they can give you the right prescriptions to take, because now we're having chloroquine poisoning in Nigeria. And the healthcare system does not need that. I mean, we don't want to get overwhelmed with corona and then now have chloroquine poisoning on top of that as well. And we all know the way the state of things at the moment. So there's no need. So let's all just be mindful. Let's all stay safe. And another precaution that I came across is to stay away from raw meats and animal products, because they do get contaminated quite easily, and especially people that like to eat sushi and rare meat. It's not our typical way in Africa. We usually overcook meat, and it knows that it's dead really by the time it hits your plate. But just to be safe, try not to handle raw meat and raw animal products as much as possible. So those are the general guidelines that we've been hearing, and I hope that we're all adhering to them. But I thought it would be nice for us to talk about things that we can do to actually boost our immune system so that we don't actually fall ill. So now, your immune system, we all hear about the immune system. Your immune system is the first line of defense against any invaders that come into your body. So like bacteria, like viruses, your immune system is what it is that gets to work. So I like to think of the immune system as your army. It's your own personal army. And everybody's immune system is actually somewhat different because it's influenced also by how you were born. So the kind of birth, if it was cesarean, if it was a natural birth, where you were born, the kind of foods that you've been eating, how much antibiotics you've been taking all your life and medication. All of those things affect your immune system. Your current state of health. Are you healthy? As in healthy in that, are you showing symptoms of any disease or ailment? Or are you actually on that wellness spectrum of health and wellness? Are you far off on the wellness spectrum where you have been consistently taking care of your body? So all of that affects the level of your immune system. So, like I said, it's like your army. So if you think about how well have you been training your army, how equipped is your army, that then determines how well your army can fight any invaders that are coming to town. And right now, we are at war. The invaders trying to get at us, and we need to buckle up. There's been a lot of memes and jokes going around. People not really taking this seriously, and it's actually quite scary when we think about what's going on around the world. If we think about what's going on in Spain, in Italy, what happened in China, we do in Africa. We've been thinking that because it's hot, and we're black, that we're immune. No, that's not the case. The death rate is actually increasing, or the number of infected people actually increasing in Nigeria, and we want to stop that. We don't want that to continue. So what else can we do to boost our immune system? I'll share with you after this break.
Exploring the African narrative, leading the conversation, and enlightening our listener towards a profitable Africa.
We are the wind in the sails of your business. We are your compass. Chart your course towards your targets. Africa Business Radio, toward a profitable Africa.
True living Africa. True living Africa.
Welcome back, Africa. So, like I said, we're sharing now the things that we can do to build our immune system, to boost it. Like I said earlier, your immune system is your army. It's your personal army. And the things that we do every day, how well your army is trained, determines how well it can face the enemy, or how well it will perform in a battle. And so the things that we do every day, so things like stress, things like excessive alcohol consumption, lack of exercise, lack of sleep, not eating a nutritious diet, things like that all impair the immune system. So, but I'm not going to sing about the things that are bad. We know that, we know all our bad habits, but let's focus now on the things that we can do. And now is a good time for us to start making those changes, especially now that we are all at home, social distancing. I hope that that's what you're doing. I hope you're listening to this at home. Thank you. Okay, so one of the things that you can do is to avoid too much sugar. Too much sugar can increase inflammation in your body, in your gut, and hinder your immune system's ability to fight infection, particularly in your gut. And your gut is like your third brain. Okay, so your immune system is predominantly in your gut. And when you eat too much sugar, it causes inflammation. Your body doesn't need sugar, really. So you want to avoid too much sugar. So that's processed sugar. Now, I'm not talking about the natural sugars that come from your fruits and from your carbohydrates. So carbohydrates is not the enemy. It's not about those sugars. It's the added sugars that is put in stuff like our fizzy drinks and, box juices, cakes and stuff like that. So those are the things that you want to reduce. Another thing that you can do is to eat more garlic and onions. So yes, garlic and onions, things in the alum family, they are high in phytochemicals that help to boost your immune system. And one thing is for sure, if you eat a lot of them as well, people will stay away from you. Nobody's going to be touching you, kissing you, hugging you. So that's a good way as well, particularly now that we're social distancing. Then another thing that you can do is when I talk about garlic and onions, preferably raw. So as raw as you can is good. So with your onions and with your garlic, if you can bear it raw, add it to your food, to your cooking towards the end, so that it releases its flavor, and then you can still get some of its nutrients raw, because the heat does affect the nutrients as well. So you want to eat as raw as you can. Another thing that you should do is to increase your fruits and vegetables, and you want to eat a wide variety of fruits and vegetables. Go for the colors. In Nigeria, mangoes are in season. That's my favorite fruit. It's the perfect fruit. I'll encourage you to go out and buy mangoes. Buy the mangoes, buy the oranges, buy the apples, buy a wide variety of fruits and eat them as much as you can. And vegetables as well. You don't want to... And when I'm saying eat fruits, I'm not saying juice it. Juicing is great, but like we talked about in one of our other episodes with Uyok, when you're juicing, you want to be mindful of the quantity that you're drinking, because you can end up drinking a lot of sugar, which takes us back to the first point that I said, not to eat too much sugar. So what you want to do is to eat the fruit and eat it the way nature created it, and also with the fiber and all that. Then also with your vegetables, you want to eat your vegetables. In Africa, we eat a lot of vegetables. At least in Nigeria, we eat a lot of vegetables. I have a lot of vegetable soup. So when you're cooking your soup, just keep it as crunchy as you can. You don't want to overcook your vegetables. They have a lot of nutrients and vitamins that support your immune system and general wellness. And as I'm saying, increase your fruits and vegetables, you need to increase your vitamin C consumption as well. You need to be boosting your system with vitamin C, so that you're going to be getting a lot of that from your fruits. But one thing you want to know is, because we're at war, what you want to do is you really need to be popping vitamin C pills, and you want to be taking 1,000 mgs. I know, because that's the strongest that is available in the market. Just go for it and boost every day. Remember, we're boosting the excess of it in your system. Your body will pee it out. So don't worry about it. So just go for it. So instead of going for the chloroquines, go for vitamin C's 1,000 mgs, people. Let's do that. Okay, so another thing that you can do to boost your immune system is to cook with herbs and spices. We have a lot of herbs. We have a lot of spices in Nigeria, in Africa. We have ginger, turmeric, coriander, parsley, thyme. All of these provide support to the immune system. Turmeric is known to be a great antioxidant. Mint is known to help digestion. So you want to put all of these in your food. It adds flavor to your food, and it also strengthens your immune system. Another thing that you want to do also is to take fermented foods. Fermented foods have a way of boosting your gut. Okay, they help boost the health of your gut, and that's something that we really need at this point in time. So fermented foods, in Nigeria, we have gari. Gari is fermented, fufu is fermented. You want to go for things like that. So gari is not poor man's food. It's actually a very healthy thing for you to be taking. And without the sugar, people, without the sugar. And then lemon in warm water is a very, very, very good practice for you to have right now. I drink lemon in warm water every morning. Right now in the studio, I have a bottle of water with lemon in it. So what I do with my lemon is I blend it with the rind, and then I have it in a little bowl in the freezer, and I just scoop it into my water when I need it. And also in this season, it's in my bottle and I'm carrying it around with me, sipping all day. So lemon is a good way of boosting your immune system. And like we've heard, when the virus gets into your throat, you need something warm to wash it out of your throat. So if your throat is feeling dry or you're just staying preventive, just keep drinking warm water. So drinking the lemon in warm water, or you can have tea. You can have herbal tea. So turmeric and black pepper tea, mint tea. So those herbs that I said you could cook with, you can actually drink them as well. So go for it, and in warm water. And then another thing that you can do is to fast. Fasting has been shown to help the immune system, just allowing the body to rest, taking a break from digesting and processing everything that we go through. I'm not sure, and there's a lot of research that backs this up, that we're not actually supposed to eat as often as we do. If you think about it, back in the day, our ancestors, they would go for long hours while they go in search of food. They'll go long hours without eating. And particularly the men, the hunters, they'll go out for hours looking for food. And then when they do eat, they'd eat minimal food as well. But nowadays, we're eating 3-4 times. I mean, there are even theories that say you should eat 6 times a day. I'm of the school of thought, eat when you're hungry. However, fasting has been shown to help the body heal. It's been shown to help the body rebalance the hormones, help the gut rebalance itself. So you can do, there's this trend going on for intermittent fasting. So you can do intermittent fasting, which is basically just not keeping your body in a fasted state for at least 18 hours. You can do this by eating just one meal a day. So it could be breakfast, it could be lunch, it could be dinner. Just one meal a day, it will get you in that intermittent fasting space. You can also just not eat anything all day and just drink water. You can do that all day, not drink water. The other day I did lemon in water all day, no food. But I felt much stronger after. And also that's a good thing to do. Another thing that we can do is to meditate. Meditation is very, very, very key. If you don't have a practice, now is the time to start a practice. If you do, and then, one of my favorite apps for just starting is the 1 Minute Meditation app. You can download it free on Google, and it just helps you to meditate because, there's a lot of stress going on right now. If you put on the news, it's just doom and gloom. If you put on your WhatsApp and social media, it's all doom and gloom. Everybody's predicting the end of the world. It's a plague. We're all gonna die. All that story. There's a lot of mental stress going on now. We're thinking about how to keep ourselves safe, how to keep our children safe. And then the children being home as well, that's also adding its own mental and emotional stress. So finding a way to disengage, finding a way to rebalance, to connect back to our core is very, very important in this time. And it also boosts our immune system. So meditating, praying, just being silent, taking time to be silent at things is also something that boosts your immune system. So I want you to try that out daily. If you need to go longer, more than once a day, go for it. I mean, we're all on lockdown, so you have the time. Make the time and meditate. Another thing that we should be doing that helps our immune system, believe it or not, is spending time with loved ones. That helps to boost our immune system. It boosts our gut bacteria, and it also helps to boost our mental and emotional well-being. So the children are home from school, work, most people are working from home. So that's a good time to reconnect with your loved ones, reconnect with your family, talk, play games, sleep, play together. Now is a good time to do that. Another thing to boost your immune system is rest. As you know, I am a proponent of the 4 basic things that you need for being healthy, which is nutritious eating, good movement, rest, and good positive thoughts. So rest is important. Spend the day sleeping if you need to. Now is the time to recuperate. As the whole world is on lockdown, most countries are on lockdown, no movement, minimal movement except essential services. It seems like the whole world needs to rest. Earth needs to rest. Earth is going through a healing process. So let's all just heal. Let's all just rest. Let's all just get off the rat race treadmill and boost our immune systems and recuperate together. So another thing is exercise. Exercise has been shown to boost us mentally and physically. So, when you're moving, all that movement releases feel-good hormones in your brain, and you start to just generally feel better. And also it helps your metabolism, it helps circulation. Since we're sitting at home for prolonged periods of time this season, we need to move and not just become couch potatoes. So I know I said you should rest, but no, not couch potato level. So let's exercise. If you don't know what to do because you're not able to go to the gym or have your personal trainer come over, go online. There's so many videos on YouTube and on Instagram. Go online and see what's going on. Check out some yoga videos. Check out some Pilates videos. Check out some high intensity exercise videos. There's so many things that you can do indoor and outdoors. There's so many things that you can do with your children as well. Get them moving as well, so that you can stay well together as a family. And then supplements. Supplements are very, very important at this point in time. Remember, I talked about vitamin C. I talked about taking taking more fruits and vegetables. So as much as I'm saying supplements is not in place of eating well. So you're not going to just take your multivitamins and say, okay, I'm done, and then not eat nutritious food. The supplements help to supplement what it is that you've put in. So you need to be eating good food first, and then you now take the supplements to help it. Because when your food is being prepared, from the journey from farm to your table, a lot of nutrients and fiber is actually lost in your food. All the processing and handling that it goes through, and the traveling that it goes through, it actually loses nutrients. So what your supplements are doing, and then cooking as well, the heat that also kills some nutrients. So what your supplements do is they help you to supplement some of the things that are lost in that whole process. And so you want to start taking your supplements. Speak to your doctor, find out what it is that you should be taking as well, so that you're not just, again, self-meditating. So those are my top points for boosting your immune system. I'm going to be right back. I want you to stay with me, grab some water, and I'll be sharing with you a few lessons learned from this situation. Thank you, guys. See you soon.
We are the wind in the sails of your business. We are your compass. Chart your course towards your targets. Africa Business Radio. Toward a profitable Africa.
Hello, Africa. Welcome back. Thank you for coming back and staying with me as we talk about boosting our immune system. I want to share with you some lessons learned. I feel like we've gone through so much in this period of time, and there's been so much negativity, so much doom and gloom. It's easy to lose or miss the lessons learned. And in every situation, there are lessons being learned. One of the most pungent ones that I've noticed or that I've realized is that we have come back to the basics of being human. We are human beings, meaning that we're just being. We don't have to prove that we're human. We don't have to prove that we're superior. We don't have to prove anything. We're just human beings. And for the longest time, we've all been in this rat race, chasing after things, chasing after expectations that really, who set those standards? Vanity, excesses of life. We've been so materialistic. It's like, who set all these rules? Who set up all these standards? Who put values to all these things and that we've all spent our lives chasing after? So we've chased after all these things, but we're not spending time with family. We're not taking care of our health. And what this coronavirus is teaching us, is forcing us to do, is to sit at home. So if you're at home now, but can't have a conversation with your family, it shows you that you've probably invested much more on the outside than on the inside. And now is a time that you can rebuild those bridges, because now you're forced to look at them. So make friends with family, become friends again. Another lesson is that life is not complex. I mean, people are having flu-like symptoms and are dying from that, just like that. Life is fleeting and it's not as complex as we have made it. So we should come back to being simple. Simple being, just take care of your body first, then take care of your family, love on your family, and then every other thing falls into place. So that's another thing, is that we are all equal. That's definitely a big one, that we're all equal, because this affects everyone, both the rich, the poor, black, white, yellow. Everybody's affected by this all across the world. We're all equal. So we need to appreciate ourselves a little bit more, love on ourselves a little bit more, and just understand that whatever affects me affects you too. And we need to take care of one another. So I'm going to round up on this. I'm going to close out here. Thank you for joining me today. Next week, we're going to have Uyok back, and we're also going to have a guest with us. We're going to have a naturopath with us who's going to be talking about some natural ways, herbs, and things that we can use to stay healthy. So that's an episode that you don't want to miss. It's going to be interesting to hear about the African herbs that we have. I heard that dongoyaro, which is neem. I mean, I've thought about it, and she's going to talk to us a little bit more about it, because, people are going after chloroquine. And dongoyaro and chloroquine have some similar properties. So it'll be interesting to know if that can help us in this situation, and what other natural herbs we grow in Africa that can actually help us. So let's see. Stay well, stay healthy. Remember, wash your hands. Keep social distancing as well. So don't forget, you need to keep it at least 1 feet away from the next person. No hugging, no touching. If you're sneezing, sneeze into your elbow or into your elbow or into a tissue. Oh, I was going to tell you about the surfaces that and how long that the virus stays on. On paper, it stays 4 to 5 days. On plastic, it stays for 5 days. On aluminium, it stays for 2 to 8 hours. On surgical gloves, it can stay on it for 8 hours. On steel, it can stay for 48 hours. On wood, it can stay for 4 days. And on glass, it can stay for 4 days. So this is why we need to be washing our hands constantly. If you sneeze into a shirt, you need to wash it, because shirt is very similar to paper, I would imagine. And so it can stay for 4 to 5 days. Stay alive. As I'm saying this, my producer is frantically sanitizing himself again. So people, we want to stay healthy. We want to, if you're feeling any symptoms as well, feeling unwell, please stay at home, self-isolate, and let this pass. Don't spread it. Don't be the guy that spreads it. Thank you all for tuning in. I'll look forward to having you with us next week. Stay well. Oh, and follow us on Africa Business Radio. We're on Instagram, and we're on Twitter, and we're on Facebook. Also check out True Living Africa on Instagram and on Twitter. See you next week.
Please listen to to this public service announcement on preventive measures against the spread of coronavirus.
All Nigerians should take care of their health and maintain hand and respiratory hygiene to protect themselves and others, including their own families, following the precautions. 1. Regular and thorough washing of hands with soap and water and use of alcohol-based hand sanitizer. 2. Maintain at least 1.5 meter 5 feet distance between yourself and anyone who is coughing or sneezing. 3. Persons with persistent cough or sneezing should stay home or keep a social distance, nor mix up with crowd. 4. Make sure you and people around you follow good respiratory hygiene, meaning cover your mouth and nose with a tissue or cough into your sleeve at the bent elbow or tissue when you cough or sneeze. Then, dispose of the used tissue immediately. 5. Stay home if you feel unwell with symptoms like fever, cough, and difficulty in breathing. Do not engage in self-medication. Please call the Nigerian Center for Disease Control and CDC toll-free line, which is available 24/7 for guidance. 0800 970 000.
This message is powered by Africa Business Radio.